Hello everybody, welcome to Simcade League here on YouTube and welcome to another race for Gran Turismo Group 3. Firstly, we are going to take you through what happened last week before we get into this week's action, so sit back and enjoy a recap made by one of our drivers.
And he's clattered big style into the wall. Oh, V2 has made a mistake.
Here we go then, ready to race. V2 to lead the drivers off. 16 laps of Dragon Trail Seaside to go. And HL gets the jump on V2 off the line. What a start for HL. Fenton now attacking V2. Poor start for V2. And Ninja had a bit of an incident there, and he's got damage. Toasty as well, by the looks of things. Yes, engine. And V2 is on the back now of HL through the chicane. HL, oh, he gets really loose, and he's off, and he's clattered big style into the wall, and he's blocking the chicane. V2's through into the lead. Oh, and he got out of the way very well, did HL. He was blocking the chicane for a time there, but he's dropped all the way down to 5th. TG holding them off for now. Hip getting a nice little move done on Epic Toasty. Fantastic from Hip. And Hip making a move on TG now. Up into 6th. Great driving from Hip here. Looking to get up there. Now we have yellow flags. It's Ninja who has had an incident there before the chicane, so that's a little bit strange. That promotes TG up to 6th now and Hip up to 5th. V2 is walking away with this race, 9 seconds ahead, but he's on the faster tyre. Fenton on the slower one, as is Cornish. These two stuck together for quite a long time here. HL now catching up to the back of them though, so this is the fight for P2. Jaffa Cake livery of Cornish is gunning for Fenton here. Fenton's gone wide. Oh dear. He's managed to hold it, but that promotes Cornish. And HL is into the pits. He has come in. I think he could have got another lap out of those softs. HL is now onto his mediums. He's got a penalty, 3-second penalty. Did he cross the pit line? Through the chicane we go. TG's still blinking his lights. Oh, and he's hit the wall. Oh, Ninja's hit into the back of TG. This is carnage, and that is what this chicane can do. Looks like Ninja didn't get any damage there though. V2 is just in his own world, and I think he might well pit at the end of this lap here. Let's see if he does. Yes, he does. So V2 is in to swap onto the medium tyre, and into the pits we do see Cornish come. Fenton stayed out though. He's going to try and go another lap on the mediums. Fenton has managed to put a little bit of time on here, and he will hopefully come into the pits now. Yes, he does. Going to put his soft tyres on. That's the right call. Those tyres needed changing. A mistake from V2 would open this race back up. The problem is V2 doesn't make many mistakes. Oh, V2 has made a mistake. He's gone off onto the gravelly part of the track. How much damage is that going to do? The telemetry is not moving, but Cornish has dropped as well. Oh no, I didn't catch it, but Cornish has had a mistake, and that was the opportunity for Cornish there. V2 had made a mistake, but Cornish followed it himself with one. But Fenton will be hoping to defend like crazy to keep 2nd place, because he had a bit of a stinker last week, and he will be pleased to get a higher finish if he can. But Cornish is still right there with him, and Hip's dropped now. HL gets the move done, so Hip back down to 5th. V2 will be finishing in P1, his 2nd win of the season, picking up maximum points yet again. Fenton, he's happy with that. A little wiggle across the line from him and Cornish. HL, as I say, he will be disappointed. Hip comes home with points. His first points of the Group 3 season. There you have it, guys. That is the recap from last week, and we already have cars out on track for qualifying here in the Group 3, Round 3 at Barcelona. We're at Barcelona. Again, we were at Barcelona last night for the F1 22 race. We're here again, but this time for Gran Turismo. So V2 takes up his traditional position at top of the pack. He is leading the championship. In fact, he's leading both of our championships that we're running this season in Gran Turismo. The Group 3 and the Megane Cup. And we have Cornish out on his hot lap. V2 is actually the only person to have set a time here. So let's see what Cornish can do on his first flying lap. Coming around now to the line. What's he gonna get? He's way behind. No, he's 1 second behind V2 there. You'll see a lot of our cars sporting our new league sponsor on their liveries tonight. Tacona have sponsored Simcade League, and you'll get more information on all of that as the season progresses. So Fenton, he's on his first hot lap. These drivers have another 13 minutes to set a time here. Ooh, a lot of curb there from Fenton. And he gets a penalty. He took too much, and he may as well back out here, because that's going to ruin not just this lap, but his next one as well. And Stranger Craig puts himself into P2. So the other drivers struggling somewhat, and that is to Stranger Craig's advantage right now. He's up into P2. Hip goes into P3. And it would be a delight if it stayed that way, but I've got a feeling some of the other guys will come back. Actually, having said that, we do know that Cornish was in the pits and he has come back out, so he puts himself back into P2. I hate the way that Gran Turismo does that. I wish they'd change it. And he's actually gone off track here as Cornish. A lovely yellow and black livery for the Supra. Looking pretty fly. Cornish is on an outlap, V2 is on an outlap, and apparently one thing we do have to contend with tonight is the tyre wear. Since the update, the tyre wear has changed dramatically, apparently, so I'm led to believe. And I've had reports that tonight may be a 2-stop, even on 4 times tyre wear. So we will see how that pans out. Now, Stranger Craig's right in front of Hip. The nose to tail, or tail to nose. A lot of the... Oh, and I think there might have been a bit of contact there from the two of them. They're both on hot laps, both wanting to get going. Hip's decided to pull over to the side of the road. Mikey comes through up into 6th. And we had such a big grid last time out that the top 8 ended up getting points with our point shifting. V2 is on a faster run here. Can he get into the 143? If anyone can, this man can. Nobody seems to be able to stop him at the moment. Even his nearest competition from previous seasons here on Simcade League on Gran Turismo 7 have started to drop away and struggle to keep up with this man. Had a good race yesterday on our F1 22 League. Unfortunately, it ended in tears for him, and this lap ends in tears as well, as he gets a 0.5 second penalty as he was on a faster lap. Disappointing for V2. And he goes back to the pits and gets out for a fresh lap. So, Epic Toasty could be one to watch. As the season progresses, he's getting back into the swing of things. He is a quick driver. And he's in 4th at the moment. Last Ninja Cow ahead of him. Having said that, V2 seems to have gone back in the pits. Wait, how has V2 ended up down in 8th? That doesn't make any sense. There we go, it's sorted itself out. That was confusing. Last Ninja Cow has got a penalty. A few penalties coming up here. So yeah, tonight could be a 2-stop strategy, according to my sources. And I don't think it would have been a week ago. So we will just have to see. These drivers need to adapt and adjust to whatever changing conditions come their way. And Epic Toasty goes quicker and puts himself into P3. Now, where is Lance Fenton? He is down in 8th as well. That can't be right. Has he not set a lap? I think there's something wrong with the timing. Oh! Getting very wonky there was Mr. Fenton on his outlap. The drivers have just over 8 minutes to set their laps here. How far behind is HL from V2? He's a second down, and you know, a second, it's a big gap at the top. And that's why we're seeing a dominant performance from V2 so far this season. But HL is on a quicker lap here. He could trim that lead down a little bit. Has he gone off track there? He hasn't picked up a penalty, so he should be good. Let's see then, will we get a time split anytime soon? We do. He's half a second up on his previous time, so he's making good progress here, but it's not enough to put him up onto P1, but it will give him confidence. When you see the time come down, it gives you that confidence that you can find time around the track. A key area for these drivers will be this section now, the final chicane of Barcelona, a tricky one to negotiate, and an area where a lot of drivers lose time. Looked relatively smooth from HL. How has he done? He lost a 10th, but he does go quicker and just gives himself a bit of a cushion off Cornish as well, whose time was actually pretty much identical to HL's previous one. So he's on an outlap. Hip currently up to 5th. Is anyone in the pits? I'm not sure if this timing board's been a little bit tricky with me tonight. Hip's only half a second down on last Ninja Cow's time of, or in P4, and he's 2.5 tenths up. Toasty's up to 4th. Hip drops back to 6th with that, but he is making progress. If you can find a little bit more time here at the end of the lap, he could be laughing. Maybe a little bit too much of the curb. I think a lot of these drivers are eating a good chunk of that curb tonight so far. Could he get a toe from Mikey? Goes to the other side. I feel Hip probably could have got a bit of a toe there. He did go quicker though, and he actually only maintained 6th, but he knocked last Ninja Cow down a place. So last Ninja Cow's on an out lap. A lot of the drivers are on an out lap. The tyre wear is forcing a lot of our drivers to get in and put fresh tyres on quite quickly. So I do believe we will be looking at a 2-stop tonight. So Fenton, he was up on his previous time. He needs to get nearly 2/10. He's in that ballpark at the moment to try and move up a position. The drivers have got 5 minutes now to set their times. Oh, and he gets a penalty. Took too much of the curb, like I've said. These drivers are taking too much of the curb. It wouldn't have been good enough anyway, his lap, in the end. Mikey is out on a hot lap. Looking to beat 149. It's not looking likely on this one. Last Ninja Cow is just a 10th off Epic Toasty's lap. So a chance here. Again, another lovely livery, his and Cornish. Very similar, kind of like the reverse of each other though. More black than orange for Last Ninja Cow. But it looks mean. And here he comes to the line. Gets a bit wobbly, but he does go quicker and he puts himself P5, I believe, when the timing corrects itself. Now the drivers are starting to get on top of each other a little bit here. With 3 minutes to go, the pressure's on for the drivers to set their times, and yeah, it's put V2 down as 7th for some reason. Not really sure what's going on. They have to get to one timing line for it to reset. A little bit confusing for me, but you know, we can work with it. Hello to everyone in chat. If you are joining us live tonight, good to have you with us here on Simcade League. The return of Assetto Corsa Competizione this Sunday at Misano. I've done no practice and need to get on with it, because it is not a track that I know. That's this Sunday here on the channel. Make sure to subscribe and you'll never miss a live stream from us. It looks like Ninja is saying, I'm going slow this lap. He's wobbling around on the track. So, these two are probably looking to get one last lap in here. Another fresh set of softs have gone on. And it's certainly looking like a 2-stop strategy tonight. Possibly a medium soft, maybe, or a soft medium. They've got to do 15 laps tonight. And here comes V2 for what will be his final lap. We've got to see if he's up on his time here. Oh, he's gone massively wide. And that's Not going to help his cause. So, it's up to HL then. Can HL take pole position? Currently says that he's pole because V2's gone back into the pits. He needed 6/10 to HL. Can he get it? That's a lovely shot, by the way, on this game. That little reverse angle looks great. He's 1/10 down, so it's not going to be an improvement for HL. And what about Hip? Hip's put himself so close to HL's time. Wow. That must have been a hell of a lap from Hip that we've missed. Is he going better this time? Hello Craig, hello Liar. Welcome to the chat. Come on Hip, let's see what you've got. Ooh, 2/10 down. And it is time. So we should see no more laps from the drivers here. They need to get in, sort their tyres for the race. We've got a bathroom break from HL, apparently. Lance has just decided to come out on the mediums. And we wait for HL to return from the toilet before we can get racing. And I've annoyingly got to back out. I don't know why you can't start the race from here. Super annoying. So as we wait, we'll just watch Lance have a bit of fun. Alright, he's sorted. Start the race. And will we get the glitch? We will find out momentarily. Yeah, testing his starts. Okay, looks like we're good. V2 leads them away again. HL and Hip up to P3, a very solid qualifying from Hip today. Can he convert that into some good points? Here we go, and it has messed up the start of the race again with the camera. It is super annoying, but for the meantime we look from V2's perspective. We drop back to Hip. Hip getting very wide to the left. Lance has moved up, and there's a little bit of contact from Lance with HL, but they keep it relatively safe. And V2's the big loser there from the opening of the race in the first couple of corners as he drops down to 4th. Looked like a mistake from himself rather than anyone else. HL and Fenton had a little tap, Now Hip's just got to be aware. He has got V2 right on his case. Great start from Fenton. Great start from Hip, maintaining position. And a bad start for this man. Our current championship leader has dropped back. Was he caught out there? Not entirely sure. Back from him is Last Ninja Cow. And, oh, we've had an off, and it's HL has gone off. And it looks like Last Ninja Cow nearly went as well. HL off and down to last. And whilst that is taking place, I'm going to sort out this. And there we go. So Lance leads the race. He will be smiling under his helmet. And you can see Hip is fending off V2 here. He's trying to keep him at bay. He's just got to keep his head screwed on, Hip, though. He doesn't want to be looking in his mirror so much that he loses out. And interestingly, let's look at the tyre strategies here. Lance is on the mediums, Hip on the softs, V2 on the softs. The top three there for you, with Lance on the alternate strategy and up into first. Wow, indeed, liar. We've seen some impressive driving from Hip already this season. We need to see it convert big for him. Remember, the tyre wear has changed since the update, so these drivers are going to have to be very alert with what they do here for strategy tonight. And is Hip going for the lead of the race here? Oh, he was side by side with Fenton briefly. Maybe gets a bit too much curb there, and it's going to allow V2 up through to second place. Just drifted a little wide there, did Hip. Character 3K, go V2, make our country proud of the victory. Well, he's had a bit of a struggle at the start, but he's starting to come back alive in this race. Back up to P2, was down to P4 from the start of the race. But he's fighting along again. But Hip's staying with them. He's staying with his front pack. He's having a really good afternoon, or evening here, I should say, so far. And the rest of the pack have split. So the front three are all together, and then we've got Last Ninja Cow, Stranger Craig having a decent go of it here, up into 5th, with really quick races behind him. Epic, Toasty, Cornish and HL all in the back of Craig. So Craig, can he hold on to some points tonight? I believe they would be his first points of the season, although I may be incorrect with the higher point scoring that we got last week. Yes, they would be Craig's first points if he can hold on to it. Let's hope he can. So V2 is now pressing Fenton. He's right on him. You can see that Ninja's kind of getting into a land of his own. Fenton doing everything he can here to hold off V2, the championship leader, after 2 rounds. V2 has the fastest lap. He's going for the move around the outside here. Ooh, those two side by side, respectful enough. Fenton holds on, but he's gone very slidey, and he's on to the green strip. And Hip's got through to first place. What a move from Hip. He took advantage. V2 pressuring Fenton. Fenton taking it wide. And in the midst of all that, Hip leads the race. And he's trying to break the toe. And he takes fastest lap. Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm not supposed to have any bias. But my mate Hip is leading the race. V2 is still coming though. He's still after another victory. And Fenton has dropped back somewhat here. Oh, and he's really pushing him. He's really pushing him. Stranger Craig has dropped back down to 7th here. And how far behind is he? He's with that pack still. He's got a little bit messy there, though. And him and Toasty are side by side, and he's kind of squeezed Toasty off. Ooh, not good. Cornish HL fighting over 5th. And Last Ninja Car, as I say, is in his customary 4th position, which he actually hasn't been getting 4th this season so far. He has managed to get a couple of podiums. V2 was looking for a sneaky little overtake there, a little undercut on Hip. I feel Hip is massively defending now, which is going to bring the rest of the guys into this fight. A lot of support for Hip in the chat. Hip's gone very wide there though, over the curb, and he's gone into the side of V2. He may even get a penalty. I feel he took a lot of that curb, and there was nearly a big accident there. So V2 now comes through into the lead. That's a shame for Hip. He led the race for a couple of laps here, and he was just having a look there if he could ever go back into turn 1. Fenton's also there. But for now, V2 reclaims 1st position, and the soft tyres are already halfway done. Some of the drivers were saying they think it might be a 2-stop. I'm not so sure now, you know. I think the mediums would last probably from the next couple of laps onwards. I think we might get away with 1-stops, and you can see that Last Ninja Cow has closed up onto the back, ooh, excuse me, of the podium places. He's 1 second behind Fenton. So that little fight between Hip and V2 and Fenton a little earlier has brought Last Ninja Cow back into the fight here. And what tyre strategy has Ninja gone with? He's gone with the mediums. So Ninja and Fenton on the mediums, and they're keeping pace with the front runners. So even though they're behind, they should be happy enough with how they're doing here. Your testing saw the softs last 6 laps. Okay. The end of lap 6 into the pits, yeah? I'd say we're at 40% on the front left for Hip. The mediums actually aren't doing that much better, so yes. They aren't doing that much better. Ninjas are doing a lot better than Fenton's are. I think Fenton did say it felt quite heavy on the tyres for him though. Unfortunately, the 15 hours of testing that I did before the season started has kind of been thrown out the window with this new update. The tyre wear has altered, apparently. So we may see Hip and V2 think about pitting then at the end of this lap if Liar Cryer's testing is to be believed. Liar, how come you're not racing, buddy? You may well said, but I haven't seen why. We miss you. Oh, Hip took a lot of the runoff there. And there is just starting to be a gap form. And yes, Hip has got a penalty, which is going to allow Fenton back up into 2nd, I feel. Also, V2 has got a penalty. Oh, Hip, you could have really benefited there. Oh, you're not feeling too well. Okay, mate. Fair enough. Yeah. I've got a dash after this, so we aren't actually broadcasting the McGann Cup tonight, which is a shame. I did do a bit of practice for tonight, but I have got to go. I can't partake. So this is going to bring Fenton into the mix for P1 again. I'm trying to think where the penalty line is around here. And whether or not it's worse. Because some tracks, the penalties are much worse due to where they're positioned. Yeah, no bother, liar. I just didn't catch what it was if you said in Discord, so I just wanted to check. Hope you're feeling well soon. So, Stranger Craig, Epic Toasty, and HL have all got in the pits and put on their medium tyres. Toasty, yes, has gone on to medium. Can they make them last for the rest of the race? Toasty's got the penalty for crossing the pit line. I need to start reiterating that fact because I noticed a few people got that last week as well. So that has mixed things up a little bit. Yeah, Mikey's up to P6. Currently in the points, Mikey. Can you hold that together? I would think that that pit stops will affect that. So the penalties are being served now, and it's not on the longest straight, so that won't be too big of a disadvantage to the drivers. And you can see that the gap has remained at 3.5 seconds for Lance. Did he get a penalty as well? I'm not entirely sure there. He didn't seem to gain much on the top two. Hip is just a 1.5 seconds off, but he's going to have to pit now, and so is V2. So they come into the pits, which will release Fenton, who could probably do another lap on the mediums. So yeah, the mediums aren't going that much longer, are they? This is going to be interesting to see what some of our drivers do here. I think it might end up being a two-stop. So Fenton and Ninja come through to P1 and P2. Cornish into P3. Cornish also running the medium tyres, and we're only just seeing V2 leave the pits and Hip leave the pits. So long pit stops for the drivers here. Hip is going to get out ahead of HL, yes. So work to do for Hip. Can he close this gap? He's actually lost out a little bit under the pit stop there. And when will we see these medium runners come in? I feel like they're going to have to come the end of this lap. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight on these tyres for the entire race. It really is. It's on the limit, I think. And we've seen Last Ninja Cow closing in on Fenton here. Little dab of the brake round that loopy corner that leads then now down into the chicane. And Ninja's having a look. Ooh, he decided against. And will they pit? They don't pit. Lance has risked it. Ninja has risked it, but Ninja's tyre wear is far superior to that of Fenton. Now, I was having a discussion with Fenton, and not to give away too many secrets, but he did say that the tyre wear drop-off isn't as bad as it was pre-update, but Last Ninja Cow has got the move done and goes into P1. They're fighting all the way through the first sector though. Fenton sticking with him. So the rumour is that the dead tyres don't spin you out anymore, but they massively lose time. So is Fenton thinking, I'll stick it out for this lap and then get the pit stop made? We will see, because that left front, or front left, sorry, is dead. He's managing to get round the corners currently. Is his theory gonna hold up? He's coming round to sector 3 now. The tyre is gone, it's shot, and you're seeing him drop back all the way down the straight. I think his theory is correct. The tyre, or the dead tyres, don't kill you like they did previously. So Fenton, he's played a risk. Will it benefit him? Because we're seeing Ninja put some time on him. Fenton will surely pit now. Last Ninja Cow does. Fenton stays out. Fenton stays out. He's risking this. He thinks he can maintain this gap of 16 seconds. He's going to have to pit because he has to change tyres. It's mandatory. But he needs to make sure that the softs last as well. So the dead tyres do not kill you as previous. That theory is correct. But you lose a lot of time. 2 seconds down on his last lap. He's 1.5 down already on his best time here. V2 eating away at that. Taking a second away from Fenton's lead. Hip is sticking with V2 best he can. He's just 2 seconds back. Two seconds. Can Hip close this? I think Hip will be happy if he can just get into the podium position. But he had an opportunity today. Little mistake may have cost him. Fenton, you're gonna need to pit, buddy. You've lost 2 seconds that lap. He does finally come into the pits. And he's gonna put those soft tyres on. We'll see how that pays off for Fenton. The pit stop is quite a long one. And V2 is going to now come round to reclaim first position of the race. He's done it a couple of times today. He does it via pit stops this time. Hip still just behind him, 2 seconds back. .7, 2.8, so Hip, he's dropping back a bit, but just maintain it, buddy. You're 6 seconds up on HL. Now Fenton's come out in 5th. He's 2.3 behind Ninja on slightly fresher soft tyres. Can he push? Puts him 4 seconds back on HL. P3 isn't totally out of the realms of possibility here for Fenton, but he's got to get a move on with it. Last Ninja Cow setting a purple into Sector 3. Are we going to see a new fastest lap? HL currently has that honour. Ninja now heading into... Oh, he took that lovely. He swung back lovely there. Oh, just beautiful car control. I think he might get it. He's right on to HL. 2 seconds down. Yes, last Ninja Cow with the fastest lap of the race. And he's bearing down on HL. Now, despite that fastest lap, Fenton is not that far behind from Ninja. Our final points position currently is being taken up by Epic Toasty. He's pretty much on his own here. So V2 now has a 3-second lead on Hip. It's a commanding lead, but a mistake could see anything happen here. As I've said before, V2 doesn't make many mistakes. Any movement on track. HL, I don't think he's going to close down on Hip. I think Hip's looking at P2 here. Last Ninja Cow, 1.5 seconds back from HL. He's closing on him. He is closing on him. And he set another fastest lap, did he? Yes, he did. Last Ninja Cow is absolutely gunning it here. He wants P3. He does not want to finish 4th again. He's got tired of the jokes about him finishing 4th. So Ninja, he's closed on HL, but is he gonna do it? He's running out of time. We're on to the penultimate lap. Has HL done enough to secure a podium position? V2 has that lead secure. He's going to win another race, but the story of the day has to be that Hip is in 2nd. What a race, what a qualifying as well from him. Fenton is down in 5th, and the tyre wear, I think, has resulted in a struggle for Fenton here today with his car. He's trailing Last Ninja Cow though, so Last Ninja Cow, who was gunning it, has got Fenton right with him, so Fenton must have just been matching his times. Chance for 4th then for Fenton. And we're on the final lap of the race. Into the last sector comes V2. He's going to take another win. He's running away with the championship. 3 wins. On the spin. There you go. Winner is V2 again, but the story of the day is Hip comes home in second. Yes, Hip. What a result. HL has managed to fend off Fenton and Last Ninja Cow. Fenton managed to get by Last Ninja Cow there at the end, which is strange because Last Ninja Cow was absolutely tearing it up for a few laps. And final points position goes to Epic Toasty. Good result all round. Story of the day, as I say, Hip. I'm buzzing for him. Cornish outside of the points in 7th. And he decides to spin it across the line. Lovely stuff. Here comes Craig in 8th. And Mikey will round out the results. There you have it, everybody. Well, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's race, everybody. If you have, please do drop a like on the video to let us know. And make sure to subscribe to never miss any of our live streams on Simcade League. Back on Sunday night with Assetto Corsa Competizione. Hopefully we see you then. No interviews tonight. And no Megane Cup, although the drivers will be doing that off stream. So check the website for the results of that. And we shall see you again very soon. Goodbye, everybody.